Dave T1963, I want to give a couple products a little review here. I'm not going to go through and break down the different components and stuff. One's going to be on Vortex binoculars. There's plenty of YouTube videos to show everything from unboxing the things to how to set them up and all that. I just want to give my opinion of the new Viper Vortex binoculars. Now, I've used the Razors, I've used Diamondbacks for years. When I hunted out in Montana, I've used Zeiss, I've used Nikon, I've used Swarovski, or however you say that. And all those are good glass. Okay, they do as they're advertising, and they're good glass. But I can honestly stand before you right now and say that these Vipers do everything that any of those ever did. I went out the other day. This is the first time I bought the Vipers, and I bought the 10x50s. I think I gave $5.99 or $6.99 for them. Went out the other day, and it got so dark out that I could not see with my eyes 50, 60 yards into a tree line. And then there was a tree line that I was watching that was about 250 yards away. I certainly couldn't make out anything at that distance. I threw these up, and I could make out details of little limbs and stuff well past shooting light. I was super impressed. I was not expecting that kind of brightness and clarity. Now, these are the 10x50, so that gives you a 5mm eye pupil, whatever they use in that terminology. So they're very bright, but having looked through all those other glass, there is nothing that any of those other brands I've ever tried would have done that these didn't do. They might have lasted 30 seconds, a minute longer, but I doubt it. I mean, I don't know. I didn't have any on hand to compare. But I'm talking about well past shooting light. I could use these binoculars and still scan the wood line and look for deer. So I highly recommend you go try these for yourself. These are the Vortex Vipers. Now, they have a ultra high definition called the Razor. That's their higher end model. Cost about twice as much as these. But I highly encourage you, pick up some of the different glasses. Go to a good gun shop or a good sporting goods store that carries Swarovski, Zeiss, Leica, the Razors, and the Vipers, and try them all. Try them all out at dusk. Go to the store in the evening hours and look through this glass yourself, and I think you'll be as impressed as I am with these, and you'll save some money. You can spend $3,000 easily for a 10x50 binocular that might give you 30 seconds more viewing time in the evening hours, but I doubt it. I really doubt it. And I was out there for 3 hours, no eye strain. There's nothing about these that I did not like. Now, the other product I want to talk about is I bought the Vortex binocular adapter for a tripod. Don't waste your money. That thing is a terrible piece of junk. It will not get tight on your binoculars. You'll constantly get the flopping around. Highly recommend you don't get them. I've tried a lot of binocular tripod adapters, and what I finally settled on is what's called the Outdoorsman product tripod adapter and the pin. And how this works is you mount this post on any tripod plate, and then these simply slip over this post, if I can get it on there, and snap in place. All right, once these snap in place, you can tighten this down. Now, what I like about this, and these Vortex are really tight on this, but there's a way you can go. That's how you got to do it. I haven't played with this adapter long enough. This is how you got to do it. Just do it like that and it goes right on. Okay. But what I like about this adapter is you can take one of the adapters, one pin on your binoculars, and put this adapter on your tripod as I have here. You can put it on your camera arm if you're going to go do some glassing from a tree, or you can put it on your truck window binocular mount. In the same pin, in the same system, if you get 3 of these posts and put one on your window mount, your camera arm, and your tripod, that you can go use the same binocular on all 3 devices without making any changes. That to me is fantastic. Every time I went out scouting or glassing, I'm going to take a tripod. Okay, let me set that up. Or if I'm taking a camera arm, I got to set that camera arm up to work. Another great advantage of this is the only binocular adapter that I have found where you can still put the entire unit in your case and close the case and wear this on your chest. Every other adapter that I've ever used so far, you've had to take off or leave this open, you know, to where dust and stuff can get on your binoculars. So that's called the Outdoorsman's product, binocular adapter. It's a little expensive. I want to say I paid 70, 80 bucks for the post and the pin. So it is an investment up front, but rock solid. Every time you snap that into place and tighten down, it goes back into the exact same position. You don't have to take it off to move from device to device. It's what I plan on using from now on. So that's 2 product reviews I wanted to push out there. And I can say that I highly recommend these products. Save yourself some money, folks. You know, hey, if you want to spend the money on Swarovski, I've tried the SLC. I know there's a higher level of Swarovski out now. But if you want to spend $3,000 for a 10 by 50 binocular, you can certainly do that. Or a 15 by 56 binocular, you can certainly spend $3,000. But for a third of that price, you can get the same binocular with the same qualities, the same high definition, the same brightness. And you're going to be really challenged to see a difference between this glass, this Viper glass, the Razor glass, and any of the high name glass. The average sportsman is not going to tell any difference. To me, there's only 2 people that can tell a difference between the upper end binoculars and spotting scopes and this Viper glass. And that'll be someone that uses glass for a living and is looking through them every day for hours on hours and hours. They might see a very small, minute difference. The only other person I think is going to be a difference is those that paid the high dollar price to get the brand name, and therefore they want to justify the reason for their purchase. So in their mind, they think they see better. But I'm giving an honest opinion after looking through all kinds of glass for 40 years. These things, for $5.99, I think is what I paid for them, are outstanding and will do anything a hunter can possibly want them to do. I like this glass so much that I'm getting ready to order the Kaibab. I know they used to make 15 by 56, but I believe they've went up to 18 by 56 or something. There's a mid-size range now. They had the 15s and the 20s, and they went down. I'm about ready to get that as my next binoculars. Now those are roughly around $1,000, but you go to the Swarovski 15 by 56. Now keep in mind this is 18 by 56. The Swarovski 15 by 56 are going to knock you back about $3,000 for those binoculars, where the Kaibabs are $1,000. So once again, don't take my word for it. I just encourage you, go pick up the Viper glass and pick up some other high quality glass and compare them for yourself and see if the difference you notice, if there is a difference, justifies the additional cost. In my opinion, there's not enough difference. There is no difference in my opinion. These do everything that I could ever want a pair of binoculars to do at a very reasonable price. Dave T1963 out.